Good morning, Paul DeMerico, Operations Section Chief for Rocky Mountain Team 1. Today is the operational update and briefing for October 17th. Yesterday, we'll start with the west side and the north side. Really little activity. The activity we did have was all interior. We did monitor that activity, patrolled it with various resources. And we will continue to do so in the coming days just to ensure that these containment lines are not compromised. We're feeling really confident about all these containment lines that are in the black here. No concerns, no issues. We did have a contingent of ground resources and some structure engines along Highway 14, mopping up stump holes and mitigating hazard trees. So hopefully in the near future, we can repopulate that area. Moving down into the east side of the fire into branch 2. Yesterday we had quite a bit of activity due to our red flag warning, but we were able to utilize aircraft in the morning yesterday before the winds picked up, and we were able to hold the Buckhorn Road to the south, Buckhorn 44H Road south. We did have that slop in there. We did have heavy equipment and ground resources in there going direct. What we mean by direct is having one foot in the black and trying to keep this fire as small as possible from moving any farther to the north. And we were successful doing that even through the wind event yesterday. We did have to pull folks out at points in time just due to the winds and some of the fire activity for safety reasons. But this fire north of Buckhorn Road didn't grow much at all yesterday. Not too concerned about that. Going down into the branch a little bit, down on the County Road 27, we did have quite a bit of activity yesterday along that. It started back in this area, and we had a pretty good push down through the top of the retreat community and across yesterday. And it's about, we're approximating, it's about right here on County Road 27. Our plan yesterday and today is to still mitigate any spread to the east and try to hold that on the County Road 27. There were quite a few resources in there yesterday. We had most of our fire folks that were assigned to this incident focused on Division Victor and Division X-Ray. We were focused on the communities of Storm Mountain, Cedar Park, The Retreat, Drake, and Glen Haven, and Masonville. We did have impacts in the community of The Retreat. We kept our folks in there for the upper portion of that for as long as possible until the fire front became so much that we had to get folks out for safety reasons. And as I remind folks that our number one priority is public and firefighter safety. We were able to keep the fire for the most part north of County Road 43 on both ends. And that's going to continue to be our plan today, with keeping in mind that we're facing the same critical fire conditions today that we did yesterday. In fact, at points today, between 1100 and 1500, which is from 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock, we're expecting gusts up to 60 miles an hour in some areas. That is not conducive for direct suppression actions. So what we end up doing when that happens is falling back to a point protection strategy, to where we're looking at protecting our values at risk, which are the homes and the properties in this area. Do you want to talk a little bit about Estes Park? We're getting a lot of questions on that. The way the fire is moving and the lay of the land, the terrain, the features, the ridge lines, we're feeling that Estes Park is not out of the woods, but we feel as the fire progresses and moves to the southeast, that the way it's moving, and a lot of times fire is terrain driven with the wind, and the way that's all predicted, we do feel like the community of Estes Park is not imminently threatened or in the direct line of fire. At one wind shift, one anomaly could change that, but for right now, we're feeling confident about folks and the properties and the fire advance in Estes Park. Moving on into the park area, We did insert some more fire overhead folks in here just to monitor what's going on in here. And we do know without any significant precipitation that this fire, especially in some of this challenging country up into here, isn't going away. We know we're not going to put folks in some of that steep ground where we don't have values at risk. We can't do that. It's just not feasible. Our probability of success in there would be very low, and the risk that we'd be accepting would be very high. So we're going to continue to monitor that growth. Today we do plan on utilizing aircraft as long as we can until the winds come up. Fixed wing and rotor wing. You're going to have helicopters with bucket drops and fixed wing retardant, mostly focused on this area where these communities are and trying to keep the fire from progressing east into any further east into those communities. Thank you.